Hi everyone, how you doing? I decided to do this live because I want to get live feedback. It's kind of my thing to do. I'm kind of curious to what you guys think. So I got to adjust my belt. It's kind of a bit tight. All right, guys. So a new court ruling has just came out from the Eighth Circuit. And the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals has decided that unlawful aliens are not part of the people whom are protected by the Second Amendment, basically. Or they say whom the protections of the Second Amendment extend. Okay. So this case, I'm going to bring it up right now, is a case out of the Second Circuit. And it is right. I figured I'd see a little bit of that. Let me just blow it up a little bit so we can actually read it better. It is the United States versus Dante Peterson. The guy goes by Dante Peterson, but his real name is Diane Adrian Sit-Layden. It is a case where Rich, you're welcome to jump on and join if you want. You usually co-host with me, so whatever. It is a case where basically they arrested him for having a firearm and being in the country illegally. He not like a criminal, not like prohibited. He was just in the country illegally. From Canada, from Canada, America's hat, and they arrested him for having a firearm. He appealed, saying that he has the right to bear arms because he is a person, and he lost. And then he appealed and lost there. Then he appealed to, is Crump allowed to be on without Rich? I don't know. So he appealed to the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals. This case is out of Minnesota. And what the Eighth Circuit said is that we are denying your appeal because unlawful aliens are not part of the people, and therefore you have no protections under the Second Amendment. So my question to you is that right? Because the way I look at it is the Bill of Rights, right, is a bill for the people. It's the putting a limit on the government, but the Bill of Rights are universal, right? So it is basically saying these are your inalienable rights from God, the creator, the universe, whatever you think, and it is not from the government. So how can the Eighth Circuit rule that this guy doesn't have any rights when the Bill of Rights is specifically, grabbing my headphones, specifically for the saying that these are the rights from God or whatever, and these are your human rights. Hi, Rich.
Crumpy.
Yeah. So, I see a lot of people out there. Some people think that it's going to be split, I think, but I'm just so interested in what people think. I see 556 Media thinks that the judgment is wrong. Their natural God-given rights. And then I see Alan Powell think that it was a correct decision. So what do you think?
That's kind of a tough one. Does a non-citizen have freedom of speech rights?
Yeah.
So I would say they have everything then. I mean, if you have freedom of speech, if what items in the Bill of Rights apply to non-citizens
Well, one thing
versus
you got to think too. The Bill of Rights is unique in the Constitution. Appear like if you look at the rest of the Constitution, and you look at the Bill of Rights, right? The Bill of Rights
right,
are inalienable rights.
correct.
So it's not creating the IRS. It's not
Unless
like,
you're Joe Biden.
yeah, he fell down the stairs again on another airplane, or fell up the stairs
Today?
again. Yeah. But we're not going to get into that. But yeah, so I think that they're human rights. I think I think this decision is wrong.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that you got to deal with here. So the Second Amendment says that you have the right to keep and bear arms. Now, something like a 4473, if you're going to purchase a firearm, is saying other things. So it's you have to be a citizen. There's a bunch of hurdles on the 4473 to purchase a firearm.
Yeah,
Which again,
he has
if
57 of them.
right, right,
But
and
you know
and
what?
if
What does that even matter?
so, I'm going through the rights. So First Amendment right, there's 5 rights guaranteed, and I think that should apply to everybody. So that's speech, religion, petition the government, press. What did I miss? Uh, Anyhow, there's 5 rights, and I think we can all agree, other than maybe assembly. So maybe an illegal alien doesn't have, or alien doesn't have the right to petition the government. I don't know. You might
Well,
argue that. We clearly say the other 4 rights in the First Amendment are completely available.
okay. Here's the thing. I think they could arrested him for a lot of different things. He was wanted in Canada for murder and drug trafficking. So maybe arrest him, but like they charged him with illegal possession of a firearm by someone who is in the country illegally. So I mean, they had tons to charge him with, but they decided to throw the book at him, just deport him back to Canada, let him stand trial there. You know, I wouldn't be okay with it because whatever, um, like a felon in possession of a firearm, maybe. But I'm not for that either. Before anyone jumps on me, I'm not for that either. But I'm just saying, yeah. Then Johnny Barr says you're right to stay home if you're like. I don't think this guy had any allegiance to Canada. He was a criminal, but I think this charge it doesn't matter.
Well, I think it's an interesting question. I'm not sure what the Federalist Papers or any of this has to say about citizens versus non-citizens
I
and
don't think the
rights.
Federalist Papers say anything about citizens versus
Right,
non-citizens.
right. Best of my knowledge, I think they're silent on those issues.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just looking at it. Looks like we have a pretty much of a split in the decision on
In the
whether,
audience, you mean?
yeah, which is why I did live. I was gonna shoot. I shot a video that's gonna piss off a lot of people, and then I have a couple of other massive stories that are coming out.
What?
You know about 2 of them.
Yeah.
But I was just so curious what the audience thinks about this. Some people say they get both sides of the arguments, like 556 Media. Um, Johnny Barr thinks that it only applies to Americans.
Hmm. So,
Alan
and when I
Powell,
go down that, so there. Holy cow! Not answering that.
yeah.
So, Yeah, I would have to think about it as to, when you talk about other rights, search and seizure in the Bill of Rights, right to a fair trial, etc. Uh, you would easily say yes, 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 that it would apply to everybody, citizen or not. Um,
So why is the Second Amendment any different?
right, right. So part of me is like, and then I'm like, well, all right, First Amendment, third, fourth, fifth. You're going to say all of those things apply uh, to citizen or non-citizen, but then Second Amendment, it's like, let me think about that. Now, if we say the right to keep and bear arms, but not to purchase, then that's another problem. I think that runs afoul of Bruin.
Yeah,
So the 4473,
I think the 44
whether you're legal,
73 is, um, yeah, Stephen Kirkpatrick, I think Stephen kind of lands on my sides. It only affirms natural rights. Also, Stetson says District of Columbia versus Heller states that the Second Amendment is a civil right. Thus, illegal immigrants would have said right.
I think it's an interesting thing. Going on the side of liberty and freedom for everyone, I don't recall anything denying, you know, any item in the Bill of Rights to, or regulating the Bill of Rights to only citizens.
Yeah, people are bringing up voting, but I don't think voting
Well, voting is in the Bill of Rights.
e- exactly. The Bill of Rights is a very, very special thing. It's like these rights are your natural rights,
Hmm.
and voting's not in the Bill of Rights. Freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, which is the gun right one, which is kind of very important, the right to bear arms. And then you have the shall not quarter, right against illegal search and seizures,
Okay,
right.
can I tell you what that actually means? Because it doesn't mean what the plain text says. To some degree, it does. But the modern interpretation of that is the reason for quartering soldiers in your home.
We're
The
not
British
getting
quartering
accordion soldiers.
it was basically so they can spy on you.
I know, but we're not getting yeah. It is, but we're not really getting into that. We're just getting to the right to bear arms. I was just
So
listing some of the
fourth
other
is search and seizure. Fifth Amendment, is a couple of
self-determination
things.
due
So
process.
Sixth Amendment, speedy trial, impartial jury. And again, of course, that definitely applies to non-citizens. Seventh Amendment extends your right to a jury trial in federal civil cases. Eighth Amendment, excessive bail. Ninth Amendment, let's see, do you have other rights? Not all right. So Ninth Amendment states that listing specific rights in the Constitution does not mean that the people do not have other rights that are not spelled out, which is very important. Because when we talk about the Constitution, we talk about its negative liberties, and meaning that it's restrictions on the federal government.
Yeah. Yeah.
10th Amendment says that the federal government only has those powers delegated to it in the Constitution. If not listed, it belongs to the states or the people. So I, you can quickly say that of the, 9 of the 10 amendments absolutely apply to non-citizens. Um, there are items in the First Amendment you might say petition the government right to
No,
assemble.
you can't tell like people that come. Let's say somebody immigrates from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iran, Iraq. You can't tell them, hey, you cannot be Muslim anymore.
Right, right. And so based on application, we apply 9 of the 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights to non-citizens every day of the week. So
Or you
the
don't get a
Second
good
Amendment,
trial by jury, or you don't get a speedy trial, or you can't speak ill of whatever, or you know we can come and search your house anytime, or we can live in at any time, or you don't have the right to remain silent. None of that.
yeah, yeah. So I just quickly going through the Bill of Rights, I'm like, yeah, I guess Second Amendment applies to non-citizens
That's
that they
that's
can keep and bear arms.
yep. That's my that's my opinion. Alan Powell totally disagrees with us. He thinks that amendments are only for Americans.
Hmm.
Johnny
So
Marr says
prove it. And,
we're
and I'm
not
not saying that
part of the
I want
union.
to learn. I'm not saying that, hey, I double dog dare you.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a split, Rich.
Hmm. Well, it is an interesting topic because I think if you go with your gut, you might say one thing, but then if you look at application of law, it's easily that 9 of the 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights are applied to everyone,
Well, my
citizen or
my
not.
gut tells me the same thing as what I see the application of law telling me.
Yeah, yeah. So I would, it, and so this judge says, yeah, nah, Second Amendment only
Well,
applies to citizens.
it's not a judge; it's the circuit.
I here's the thing. Never have I studied law in a formal sense or taken any law classes. I think that circuit is completely wrong because I would love. So here's the great thing: is when the Supreme Court does something, you can see the opinion and the dissenting opinions written out as to why. And I would love to hear their rationale if they do that type of thing, which I don't believe they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm scrolling through right here. It's the 18-page decision.
Because I could easily
The
have
crux of the
ChatGPT
argument
write a
is that
dissenting
he's
decision.
Canadian, he's an American, therefore he doesn't have a um.
Hold on, I'm going to ask ChatGPT
Don't even
to
get
write
into
me the
Chat
decision.
GPT. So yeah,
So,
so it's just interesting, and I was just very, very curious. My curiosity made me do a live stream so I canned the video that I did.
all right. ChatGPT is doing my homework for me. Did you see my email I sent you last night?
Yeah, I did. I didn't
Okay.
read it. I read it today.
Well then.
The militia, but the militia, that is a comma, so the right of the militia is a different part of the Second Amendment.
So G-Webs, the 2A Sasquatch, is asking me how many times have I crashed ChatGPT.
I don't know.
Uh-oh, I got a network error while it was writing. So the U.S. Bill
All
of
right,
Rights is a collection of amendments to the U.S. Constitution that outline the fundamental rights and
I don't
protections
care
of
what Chat
individuals.
GPT says, Rich.
Really?
No, to stay on topic.
But everybody knows that ChatGPT is the ish as far as, you know,
We're not
doing
doing Chat
YouTube stuff.
GPT. I'm
We're,
gonna
we're
put a
not.
poll in there, and I'm probably gonna run like a 2-minute poll here. I'm about to launch. Um, it's just gonna say, "Do you agree?" It could be yes, no, or not sure. So it's live right now. I'm going to start the timer. What the hell? I can't find my damn phone. Hold on. I'm going to start the timer in a second, and it's going to run for 2 minutes. So if you would, go ahead and answer the poll. And then I'm going to get to playing Call of Duty for a little bit.
It is important to note, however, that certain rights and privileges, such as the right
Rich,
to
I
vote,
told you.
full
What did I
public
tell you
law.
about ChatGPT? I don't care what ChatGPT says. You're obsessed with. Do you agree with the decision that illegal aliens do not have a right to bear arms, and that the rights laid out in the Bill of Rights only applies? It's on John Crump News.
Yeah, sorry, if you're watching on my channel, I
I'm gonna
threw
have
this
it
on
on
my
your
channel
channel.
also.
Oh, you put it on your channel. Okay.
Yeah.
John Crump News is where the poll is. I don't think. I think. Oh, did they drop that today? Motherfucker, they're supposed to come out Thursday.
Oh? Are we breaking new news?
Yes.
You want to go with it, Crumpy?
Let me see. Let me see. And
I didn't record my video for this news yet, if it's the news I think it is.
Either did I. They dropped it. Well, okay. If they didn't drop it, you guys just got me to admit when it was originally gonna drop.
Wait. Are you sure we're allowed to drop top secret news?
Well, if
Embargoed?
yeah, damn it. Okay. Hold on.
You need to verify we can drop this embargoed news.
Well, I think I just dropped it.
You dropped it?
By accident. I said it was not. Never mind. I'm going to keep it.
Gonna undrop it?
Really.
Breaking news.
All right, the poll's done.
Oh, it's just gonna vote in the poll.
Let me just see something here. I hope not, because I paid off writing that damn thing all day.
Well, you told me Thursday. And I'm like, all right, I got time.
Yeah, well, sometimes
I have to record a video.
It gets filed.
So occasionally, media people like John get tips about something that's going to happen in the future, and then he has a pre-recorded video ready to go live.
Where are you seeing that they appealed?
So, not that I'm pro illegal alien, because I'm not. But let's just talk about aliens in both lawful and unlawfully entering the country. Because yeah, and I guess that would be a question. It's like, if you came legally versus illegally, would that be a factor?
Okay, hold on. Just keep on talking, Rich.
Well, I'd read ChatGPT, but you told me not to.
You can read ChatGPT for 1 minute.
I got 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Tim Harper says, real Minutemen run 4-meter radios. So I I would say, like, my knee-jerk reaction, my gut reaction would say Second Amendment only applies to citizens, but based upon the fact that the other nine of the 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights apply to everybody. So I'm really scratching my head, and the only thing I can think of is a 4473 and all of the questions on that pertaining to citizenship, being a legal alien or a legal resident or an illegal alien or a fugitive from justice. Those types of questions on a 4473. Now, the next question is, according to Bruin, is a 4473 constitutionally legal or not? And let's say sometime in the future, a 4473 gets adjudicated to be not legal and not constitutional. Does that mean an illegal alien could come into this country and buy a gun? And then would they be permitted to leave? Let's say they came over the border from Mexico, legal or not. Could they go into a gun shop just across the border, buy a firearm, and return with it to Mexico?
I think they should be allowed to.
Now the next question is entry into Mexico. You know, it's two processes. Leaving the country
I
is
think
one
they should be
process,
allowed to.
and I'm thinking maybe yes, because I always tend towards the dangerous freedom as opposed to peaceful servitude.
All right, I don't see you sneaky sons of bitches. That's all I gotta say. That sucks. All right, everyone, just keep that quiet.
Oh, you recalled your press release? Shh. Whatever we didn't talk about, don't talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Tim Hopper says you can buy alcohol and bring it back with you. Are we talking tequila in Mexico, or are we talking Bud Light in America? Which, you know what? You can take all the Bud Light to Mexico you want. I'm okay with that. I think I'm going to buy some Bud Light and shoot it like Brandon Herrera does White Claw. Do you think YouTube would pull me off for that?
Maybe.
All right. Tyler Duncan says, "Tell him." I don't know what "tell him" means. See, that's the problem, because by the time you typed something and I get the message, I'm on to another topic, so I have no idea. Small amendments.
Tyler Duncan, I posted the link multiple times now. Tyler Duncan, can you email it to me, please? info@crumpy.com.
Is Tyler Duncan saying the story's out?
Yeah, but I don't.
Thursday's story is out?
Yeah. I'm gonna make you a mod.
Moderator, so he can post in the
All
chat.
right, Tyler, you can post crap
The
now
link.
links.
Now that you're a mod.
Yeah, you are a mod. And right now, let me go ahead and end this poll. Fucking very interesting.
Ooh, Brandon's got it. So I need a cannon to shoot the Bud Light and shoot it in the air with a shotgun. I also am a freak of nature of shooting things with a shotgun. So yeah, sporting clays. I proved my whiteness by excelling at the ultimate white man sport.
Okay, so it is 50% say they agree with it, 30% don't, and 19%. How does fucking add up? We're missing a percent.
It's probably a fraction. Kid Rock shoots up cases of Bud Light beer.
Oh, okay, okay. Rob. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, yeah. Okay. I already know that. Um, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I've known that for a little bit now. That they're gonna pill on or before the 6th of April.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just got chills for
So
no
who
reason.
told you that?
Yeah, how would he know if he didn't know?
Yeah, I already knew. I already knew that. Yeah, I've known for a little bit now about yeah. Oh, well, all right, that's it. I got to take off here, but thank you guys so much.
What? You're leaving? All
Yeah, I'm
right.
leaving. But remember what I so now so basically the on or the document that the document that Rob shared I've had for a little bit. They filed the same that they're going to file.
I'm just looking at Twitter and Bud Lights.
Yeah. Let's not even get into that. But thank you so much
Yeah.
for helping. You guys answer my question, and I'm gonna follow Flying Rich at Flying Rich underscore official. You know what?
On the grams.
Yeah, we can come back and do another. Let's just fucking do another video. We'll be right back. I'm gonna start a new video.